cruise news time, and look, I think I'm like 12 hours later, I'm still annoyed. Let me show you this. Okay, the rockumentary last night, an amazing show in the theater, and the show is going well. The guys are doing their thing, and all of a sudden, well into the show, this. What are these people doing? Why are they walking in front of the stand? Guess how far into the show this was. At what point would you not do this? We're going to cover that. This has got to be one of the most annoying things on a cruise ship for me. Plus, we've got cruise news from all over the place. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. I am here in Cozumel, Mexico. Here's a look at my setup today. The Oasis of the Seas is right next to us. I'm on the Celebrity Apex. People are disembarking, going to Cozumel, and we got some cruise news stories for you. Let's just jump straight into the cruise news. Well, let me tell you the date. It's the 23rd of February 2022. It is a Wednesday. Thanks everybody for all the love yesterday for our anniversary. We had a wonderful anniversary yesterday. Had a great dinner with friends last night at the Fine Cut Steakhouse. It couldn't have been better. There's nothing better than celebrating your anniversary at sea. Much love to you guys. Much love to the Loca fam. And we had a blast. Thanks for all the anniversary wishes. Cruise news. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Sadly, New Zealand, their cruise season for 2022, P&O Australia has canceled the Auckland, New Zealand 2022 cruise season because there's no plan in place that would have cruising restarting in Auckland in New Zealand this year. The season doesn't even really start until June, but there's so little progress and so little time to get cruise ships ready. They're just scrapping the whole thing. The goal is to have cruising restarted by P&O Australia in June of 2023. Imagine that, a whole nother year of no cruising in New Zealand. It's got to be frustrating for cruisers there. Again, much love to our friends in Australia and New Zealand. Rightfully so. Every time I'm excited about cruising, there's at least one or two Aussies that are like, oh, good for you. And I understand the frustration. I wish I could wave a wand and get cruising started down under, but I don't have that kind of power. And so the best that we can do is commiserate with you guys and continue to push cruising forward over here where we can cruise. But yeah, what a bummer, man. So P&O canceling cruises in New Zealand. Yikes. In better cruise news, the Virgin Islands is cutting cruising a break. If you remember, many of the Caribbean islands have turned away cruise ships because they're not allowing cruise ships in that have a COVID positivity rate between crew members and passengers of 1%. 1% is the maximum. Now the cases are going down, now that all these cruise lines have voluntarily jumped into the CDC program, they've been pushing for Caribbean islands to let them stop at their island if the positivity rate is 4% or less. Now the Virgin Islands have compromised and they said, all right, 1%, we're gonna let you go all the way up till 3%. We're not gonna do 4%. Some other islands are doing 4%. We are gonna go up to 3%, but this is significant. It gives the cruise lines more leeway. The Virgin Islands turned away 13 ships in January on the 1% rule, and so we see some of the islands, at least the Virgin Islands, relaxing their protocols, allowing for more cases, more positivity rate on board as they move cruising forward. As everything continues to move forward, you're seeing a relaxing of protocols. Of course, only time will tell, right? This is one of those deals where these changes will be vetted out over time. Were these changes too much? Were these changes right on point? You got to remember, this has been a constantly changing environment when it comes to cruising, whether or not cruising is going to work for the islands, whether or not cruising is going to work for the cruise company, whether or not cruising is going to work for the passengers. It is very fluid, and now we're into that next phase of fluidness. The next phase to see if relaxing protocols to make cruising more approachable to the islands, to make cruising more approachable to customers, if those relaxing protocols will bring more customers in and keep those rates down. So time will tell. We'll know pretty quick whether or not these changes will be positive or negative, but here we are. We're on it. We're trying it out. We're going for it. So yeah, good up on the Virgin Islands. It'll be interesting to see if other islands in the Caribbean follow suit. Another cruise news story that's popping off right now that I find kind of interesting is Royal Caribbean is committing a ship to Latin America for Latin American home porting. This would be a scenario for anybody from around the world. They would have to fly into Latin America and be able to do some cruises in that area. I like it because it pushes cruising a little further south than the Caribbean. It gives people who want to go explore a new location, maybe you've been to Cozumel a bunch of times, it gives those people the opportunity to get on a plane and go and start their journey somewhere else. Let me give you the deets on these. They are going to be visiting some familiar ports in the beginning. They're going to start from the country of Panama. There'll be some sailings from Colón, there'll be some sailings from Cartagena, and they're going to be going to some familiar Caribbean islands, some southern Caribbean islands, the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Starting in February 2024, the ship will sail between Colón and Panama City, and then they will also have stops in Costa Rica and a new port for the company, Quepos. So honestly, you know, if you want to try something different, you can fly down to Panama and you can get on a Royal Caribbean ship, which you would be familiar with if you've cruised Royal, and go to some new locations. It sounds like an exciting time coming up for people that want to do something maybe a little different than cruising south out of Florida. Pretty cool. All right, let me hit you with a real quick Disney Cruise Line news story. You know that the Disney Wish is the newest cruise ship in the fleet, currently under construction, and there was a big milestone for the Disney Wish. They've added Rapunzel to the stern of the ship. These Disney ships are known for their stern sculptures, Goofy, those kind of things, and of course, a lot of folks excited about the Disney Wish, excited to see Rapunzel find her place on this ship. It's interesting how different cruise lines, different cruise ships have different milestones, and this Rapunzel is a big one for the Disney Wish. I know a lot of folks are excited about Disney Wish, and so here's some exciting news. Here's a shot of Rapunzel on the stern of the Disney Wish. How about that? All right, so have you made your guess at what point of the show did these folks walk in late last night? How late into the show would you have walked to the very front of the stage? I'm gonna tell you all about it, but first, let me invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you won't miss out on any of these episodes. And look, we're dreaming big. We're trying to get to 18 million subscribers this year, and you can be a part of that number. Why not be in the first 18 million? There's a lot of room there. We got a long ways to go, but you can help us out. And look, if you subscribe, you just get notified when the show comes out, and it helps us indicate to YouTube that people are watching the show when you watch it as soon as it comes out. So all of that, thank you in advance. So here's the scenario. We went to the show last night, such a great show, rockumentary, music from the ages, and man, the band was killing it, the singers were killing it, the dancers were killing it, and like normal, there were people coming late to the show all throughout the show, and you'd see them out of your periphery, you'd see them taking a seat at the back, you'd see them shuffling around. Well, not these folks. They walked right to the front of the guy was mid-singing the classic Joe Cocker song, I Get By With a Little Help From My, and killing it. And here comes a couple people just walking, gonna find a place to sit, and they don't sit down immediately. They sit down here, they move around. How deep into the show do you think this was? And look, the show started at 7:30, 7:45, you think? 8:05. The show only had 10 minutes left. And these, maybe I get too worked up about this, but honestly, I show this to you as a cautionary tale. Do not do this. Do not walk down into the front of a performance, especially a performance that it's working its way, that's crescendoing its way to the end of the show. This was right before the big final number. Just sit in the back. Would you walk into a show 35 minutes late and just like walk to the base of the stage and look up at the... Again, I may be overreacting. Let me know in the comments. Boom, that's your cruise news. What do you think about all this? Would you fly down to Panama to go on a cruise? Exciting news about the Virgin Islands, and honestly, would you go into a show this late? Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can show your support by hitting the like button. You can show that you enjoyed it by hitting the like button. And look, here's your punishment. If you do not hit the like button, for the next theater show that you go to, you have to go in late and stand on the stage while they're performing. And do you want that? I don't know if you want that. Just Tony for Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. who they're cleaning above.